Day, culinarians. Today I'm going to show you how to cook the pork tenderloin. First couple videos I showed you how to clean the pork tenderloin, then I showed you how to truss the pork tenderloin. Now I'm going to show you how to cook the pork tenderloin. And after it's cooked, we're going to slice it and serve it. So when cooking the pork tenderloin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some seasoned flour, okay? A little all-purpose flour, kosher salt, black pepper, that's it. I want to teach you guys how to cook first. Seasoning will come later. If you start seasoning like crazy, put all kinds of flavors in it, and you don't know how to cook properly, all the seasoning in the world isn't going to help that product that you're working on. So first thing, you got to learn how to cook. Second thing, you learn how to season. It's kind of like doing a marathon. If you're going to run a marathon, you're not going to wake up one day and run a marathon. First, you're going to do a 5K, then 10K, then half marathon. You're going to work your way up, and then you're going to do that full marathon. Same with cooking. You're going to learn how to cook first, and then you're going to learn how to season second. So, first off, I got the seasoned flour here. Turn the temperature up on my burner here. What I'm going to do is season the pork in the flour. Now, when you go to put this in the pan, the side with the opening, with the crease where you stuck the pork, that opening is going to go in the pan facing up, okay? The top of the pork, where you were trussing it, you have your little knot there, that's going to go face down first, okay? Because that's the good side. When you go to cook something, you want to put the good side down first, bad side up. That way, when you go to serve it, that good side for presentation is going to be facing up. So, get the pan hot here. Got it seasoned, got it floured really good. Once you put the flour on the outside, a coating, a thin layered coating, what we're doing is dredging it in the flour, which means we're going to put a light coating on here. Putting this dredging of flour on here, this light coating of flour on here, will keep your product from sticking. So whether you're doing pork, chicken, fish, beef, whatever it is, put that thin coating of flour on here, your oil in here, and it'll keep your product from sticking. So first thing I'm going to do, see if the pan's hot enough. I'm going to throw a little bit of flour in there. The flour is dancing in the pan. That way I know that pan is hot enough. Shake off a little excess flour. I'm going to put it in the pan here. Start cooking it. What I want to do is when I'm cooking it in this saute pan here, what I'm doing is I'm caramelizing the outside. We're going to get a nice color on there. I want to get a nice, dark, rich brown color on here. I don't want to turn black. I want to get a nice, dark, rich brown color on there. That way, when I sear it in the pan, it has that nice, dark color on it. When I turn the product over, finish in the oven, it'll cook evenly throughout the product. So whether you're doing pork, chicken, fish, beef, like I said, whatever you're using, it's a good technique to use because you get a nice sear on the outside, you turn it over, finish it off in the oven, and it'll cook evenly. Since this is a big piece of pork, my guess is what you put in the oven, and we're going to put it in the oven at 325 degrees. 325 degrees. Once we turn it over, put it in the oven, 325 degrees. It should take around 20 minutes to cook. I got some good color on here. See how it's not sticking? This is just a regular saute pan. You don't need a non-stick pan to cook with. This is regular saute pan here. Get some good color on there. Oh, beautiful color. Just about ready. See, I tied that pork nice and tight, and all that sausage in there isn't falling out. So I got the nice side where I truss it down the bottom. It's going to get a good color on it. Split where the opening of the pork is facing up. Oh, beautiful color on there. Now I'm going to stick this right in the oven. going to put that pork in the oven. I'm going to wait 20 minutes. I'm going to take the temperature. In the meantime, I'm going to switch out my cutting board. If you don't have another cutting board, just clean off the one you have, because we're going to take the cooked product and now put it on the cutting board. Before we had that raw pork on here, so we don't want any cross-contamination. So I got a nice clean cutting board. If you're doing this at home, while that's cooking, take your cutting board, wash it down, sanitize it, dry it, put it back here, and you're ready to go. I got my plate. Once the pork's ready, I'm going to pull it out, cut it up, and display it on the plate here. So it's been 20 minutes, so I'm going to pull the pork out. I'm going to check the internal temperature. The internal temperature on the pork that we have here should be 165. Okay, 165. Because if you're using pork, proper temperature for pork is 145. But since we stuffed it with sausage, it's 165. So if you have a product, whether it be beef, chicken, fish, whatever it is, you cook it to 165 when it's stuffed. So I bring up the temperature here, I'm good to go. It's over 165, I'm pulled out, I set it on my cutting board, okay? I'm gonna let it rest on my cutting board for a few minutes. Once it's resting, I'm gonna take my knife, and take my, my boning knife. Once that has set and rested, I'm going to turn it over, and where the crease was, because we got the top side where we're trussing, and we got the bottom side. I'm going to cut the strings on the bottom side. That way, if I cut into the meat, if I make the meat a little bit not pretty on the bottom side, it doesn't matter, because the guests won't see that part. So I'm going to go right in where I had that crease, and go in there with my knife, and just start cutting the string. Notice I have my tongs holding it together, cut the string, okay. Now the string should just peel right off. You get all that string off. Got one on the end here. See how that piece is all chopped up there? Doesn't really matter because that's going to be on the bottom, and the guest is going to see that right there. So I got my pork, it's all ready to go. I'm going to take my chef's knife. I'm going to slice up the pork. Like even slices. If the pork's too hot, stick your tongs. A little bit of a pair of tongs. Just slice up your pork. Okay. Then you're going to present it. You're going to present it on the plate. The end piece, you want to face the end piece down. If you can see that sausage is right in the center. It's looking pretty good. I did a pretty good job of it. Right in the center there. So I'm just going to shingle this pork right around the plate. Boy, you can see all the juice coming off of here. This is looking good. If you want to put some sort of sauce with it, you can put some sort of sauce with it. Okay. There you go. There's your pork tenderloin. Pork tenderloin, cooked to order.